Aye, welcome back to the channel. Greetings from the Philippines. Just trying to get my camera adjusted here. I'm going to try and talk very slowly today. It's going to be tough for me because I'm a fast talker, but a few comments have said people can't understand me and my accent's too strong, and they've said that the camera's too wobbly. Well, I know that. That's why I'm going to get a new one in Dumagetti. The accent I can't do anything about, but I will try and talk a bit slower. Right, so it's a very humid day today, very humid day. Just going to take a stroll up to the Get Wrecked bar. I'm going to try, I've got a new favourite dish over here, I love it, pork zig-zag. And I'm very happy about this because one of the things that I miss about Thailand is the food. I used to love the pad kapow moo, pad kapow guy. I just love pad kapow. And I never thought I'd find a replacement, but in the pork zig-zag I have. So what I endeavour to do now is have as much pork zig-zag in as many different places as I can over the next few weeks. And then I will be an authority on where you can get it. And today is going to be the Get Wrecked bar's turn. Anyway, I digress. 1 minute in, nearly 2 minutes in, and we haven't even started talking about the subject. Right, age gap relationships. Age gap relationships. You see a lot of that over here. You used to see it a bit in Thailand, but not as much as this, and not as big a gaps. The reason I'm making this video now is something that's been on my mind, but I was watching a vlog last night from Thailand, and you had a guy on there, an American guy, 44 years old, 44 years older than the bird he met, and wasn't the best looking guy. Not particularly healthy, pretty overweight, you get the picture. And he met this lovely Thai girl. We saw the wedding photos and all that, and they did not look a good match. You know, but power to them. The problem was now though, the wedding had gone south, the marriage had gone south, and he'd lost all his savings, and she'd basically taken to the cleaners. Now, I'm struggling with this kind of thing because it was quite obvious that the vlogger whose channel it was, he thought she was a terrible woman, a gold digger, and the guy who'd lost everything, you know, was like, oh no, I never knew she was like this and that. And I just kind of think, hold on, wait a minute. You know, what were you doing in the first place? Because what I'm trying to say is, I don't have a problem with these age gap relationships. You know, it seems to bother a lot of people. A lot of vloggers on here, there's a couple in particular, I don't want to mention their names, but one guy's 45. I've spoken about him before in other videos. He's not my favourite vlogger. He's got a huge problem with it when he's seeing this with, you know, with guys with big ages, you know, like 70-year-old guys with like 30-year-old girlfriends and things, and I just don't get it. I mean, why is it his problem? Why does he care? I mean, as far as I'm concerned, it's none of my business. If it works for him, it works for him. If it doesn't, it doesn't. You know, what I don't understand is how these guys can go into these relationships, you know, when there's obviously a reason why. Because there's no way that guy surely can think that she's fallen for him because he's so good looking. I mean, he must realise surely that the reason that they've ended up together is financial, it's contractual. I don't have a problem with that. That's the way it works in Thailand, and I imagine it's the way it works in the Philippines. You know, it's a big thing, a massive thing to look after your family, particularly if you're the youngest daughter. If you get with the youngest daughter, it's been drilled in her whole life that she has to support her parents and her brothers and sisters and things. I mean, they all do. It's how it works over there. They don't really have a social system, you know, like pensions, retirements like we do have over here. They don't have these, you know, these systems. So they rely on the kids to look after the parents in later life. That's why a lot of them have kids. So you've got to understand, if you're getting into that relationship, that's what's going to happen. And you either accept that or you don't. But you can't go into it not knowing that or trying to change that. Because if he went into that relationship thinking, well, I'm not going to do this, or I'm not going to do that, then he was bloody naive and stupid not to take precautions. You know, there are such things as prenuptial agreements. You know, there is such things as leasing land, not building a house in the first place. But to be honest with you, when someone goes into when I see these stories now, I find it very hard to feel sorry for the guy. I mean, he painted the impression that she was a gold digger from the start. I mean, they were both bitter, even though the vlogger didn't know this guy from Adam, he was just telling his story. And I'm thinking, well, maybe she did, maybe she didn't, maybe she went in with the best intentions. I mean, I've been divorced twice, and I never went in, you know, I went in with the best intentions, as I'm sure both my wives did. It didn't work out, and we ended up separating. There was no gold digging involved, and both times we just went our own ways. We didn't, you know, there was no, you know, no arguments over money or anything like that. Because you take time to know you've got the right person. But I mean, over here, I've been out on a few dates with young girls, and I say young girls, the youngest one's been 21, and I have felt pretty uncomfortable about it. But that's just me, and I've got my own little rule on Tinder. There's some music going on over here in one of the schools. Hopefully that's not going to, if I talk really fast, maybe that's going to block out the music, or maybe it's not, I don't know. But I think I'll soon be out of it. Anyway, I think that's done it with the music front. So yeah, as I've got a rule on Tinder now, I will not like anyone under 30. But if they like me first, then okay. I can justify that in my mind. I'm not this dirty old guy going after young girls. And it's happened several times. Really attractive young girls, like 21. I had one younger than 21, but I wasn't doing that. They've liked me first, so I think, well. But what I'm getting at is that's just me. That's just the way I am. But if I was to go somewhere, and when I've gone out with these girls, I'm under no illusions. They're not. Well, hopefully they find me attractive to a certain extent. But what's the main attraction is, I'm a white Westerner with money. You know, I'm under no illusions about that. You know, and I don't blame them for that. I mean, it works the same way in every country. You know, if you're in the UK, that's the reason people have sports cars. You know, if I was in the UK and I had a couple of £1 million in the bank, I think we all know that I would be going out with more attractive girls than if I was unemployed and had a job for 5 years. You know, it's how the world goes round. So I don't have a problem with that, but the point is, because I know that's the motivating factor, or one of the motivating factors, you know, I'm prepared for that, in the sense that if it got serious, I'm not exposing myself to any risks. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, if I married a younger girl, then yeah, I would make provisions to look after her. I mean, my property and everything in England or whatever would be in my will to go to her when I died, but I'd certainly get a prenup, you know, before that. I'm certainly not going to rush into buying, you know, any land over here. And if people do, that's up to them. But I don't understand this anger and this misogyny, like, to these women. These men are so innocent, and I mean, come on. You've got to have a reality check. You shouldn't have, you took a big risk. Power to you for taking the risk. I mean, a lot of people wouldn't, but don't be completely, you know, think you're innocent when it goes wrong. There will have been reasons why the marriage went wrong, and I can guarantee you they won't all have been hers. Unless she really was a gold digger from the start, I don't know. But then you were stupid for falling for it. You should have been more careful. Don't rush into relationships in these countries. And if you do end up in a relationship, do not commit. You're asking yourself for trouble. You really, really are. You know? And if you don't commit, don't be surprised if they want to end the relationship. But that's your sign. If they're insisting that you build them a house after like 6 months, and you're saying you're not going to, and then they're saying, well, the relationships, they're leaving, well, let them leave, you know? Or accept that you're taking a big risk. I mean, I say I wouldn't build a house over here, but you can build houses for like, you know, buy some land and build a house for $25,000 or whatever. I mean, something like that, that's okay. I might well do that, because it's something you can walk away from. You know, it's not the end of the world. But a lot of these guys you get, and they've lost their life savings, and you just think, Jesus. Anyway, what I'm going to say now is just a feeling I get, a vibe I get. I've got no empirical evidence to support this, but I get the feeling that a big age gap relationship in the Philippines has got a lot more chance of working out than it does in Thailand, because you don't really see it in Thailand anymore. It's quite common to see a 10 or a 20 year age difference, but you don't see that many 20-year-old girls with 80-year-old men as you do over here, or that kind of a gap. And I saw that a lot in Dumaguete. Haven't seen it so much here. And to be fair, the average thing seemed to be just looking, I think most of the women would be about, I don't know, 35, 40, maybe something like that, and the men were 60, 70. You know, so 20 years. I do think that that's got a good chance of working out. More so than, you know, you can still have the 40-year gap, but if the girl's like, you know, 18, 19, and you're like 60, 70, I mean, she's going to come into her prime and still want to do things and that. When you're wanting to go to bed at 8 o'clock, you know, I can't see that working. But it might do for some people, you know, but I think you're much safer if you're going to have a gap if the woman's over 35, 40, you know, lived a bit of life and knows how much you've improved her life. Because a kid like that, you know, 18, 19, 21, I mean, it's got, you know, it's anyway. What I'm not trying to do is judge people, as I say. Just saying, it's fascinating to see it out here. You know, a lot of very happy people in Dumaguete. You know, they'd found love with their wives, and you know that. And I hope they'll find, you know, unless they're total assholes, I hope they'll find what they're looking for. But as I said before, that's a big difference between Thailand and the Philippines. A lot of people seem to come here looking for love, whereas people in Thailand tend to have gone here on a holiday and fallen in love. You know, I don't think people, the days of the old Thai mail order bride are a long time, you know, many decades ago, because it's a more prosperous country. But there are a hell of a lot of American guys and Canadian guys and Australian guys you meet, or I've met, who have literally met women online, come here with the intention of marrying them. And some of them haven't been married, had relationships before in their lives. But I mean, that's, you know, that's it. But I just say, err on the side of caution, or accept it's not all your fault. But as I say again, I do think, and I don't know this for a fact, I say I know quite a bit about Thailand, I don't know a lot about the Philippines, but I just get the feeling that if you're going to have a big age gap difference here, then more likely to work in the Philippines. Partly because of the poverty, because if the marriage does go under, there's obviously the potential, you know, she might have to not have to enjoy the lifestyle that she was enjoying with a guy. But I think more so it's the religious thing, you know. Oh, so people are waving at the camera all the time here. The nice thing, I'm not filming them, I'm filming myself. I did try one day turning it round, so I was filming the people and not myself, you know, the street, but because I've got no, you know, I'm under no illusions, you probably don't want to see my ugly mug, but for some reason, every time I've tried to do that, point the camera around the other way, it just comes over so bumpy. It's even worse than this. I think it must be because when my head's there, I've got something to focus on and keep it straight. When I don't. But anyway, another couple of weeks I'll have a proper vlogging camera, and this all this jerking around will be a thing of the past. But yeah, so as I say, I think And you got the divorce thing as well here, because someone mentioned to me a while ago, it never occurred to me that, because I know you can't own the land here, but you can't really get divorced either, it's very difficult to. So the chances of, you know, in Thailand, when it goes up, the wife can just divorce the husband, and then it's gone. And then she's got the land and everything, it's in her name, because he's got no rights. You've got no rights, unless 50-50 over there. Thai law doesn't look at it that way. But I don't know how that works if they're not divorced. And if you can't get divorced, or it's very hard, then although the land's not in your name, then it's still got to be... Anyway, I don't know how that works, I'm no expert on it, but that might be another thing that makes it better. Again, everyone's waving at me coming down this road, but I'm not filming them, which is a shame, because I'm sure they would like to, but they obviously would like to be on the channel, because they're waving. But hopefully, if you're watching this, the videos come out well, because my last couple of videos have done surprisingly well. I've jumped from averaging like 26 views to nearly 2,000 for one of them, and over 1,000 for the other. So I'm hoping this one attracts some interest too. But the problem is, it's finding the subject matter. I got a lot of criticism, or a few negative comments about why I was doing a $1,000 because people view it, because people are interested in that kind of thing. You know, and I know there is a lot of people do those videos, but a lot of people do those videos for a reason. You know, so I've got to try and find things that interest me and potentially interest you, the viewers. And hopefully this subject of the age gaps is one of them. I'm getting quite close to the get wrecked now. I'm looking forward to this. One problem I've got, I've noticed since I come to the Philippines, I am banging on the weight. So it's nearly 4 o'clock now, or just gone 4. I haven't eaten anything all day. I've got to knock the old bakery goods on. As much as I like knock them on the edge, cut those back. Oh, nearly fell over arse over tit then. That's what happens when you're looking at a camera. Could have been a YouTube loop or whatever they call them, fail reels. Yeah, so yeah, and I've learned to love the old Red Horse over here, the Red Horse beer. I think it tastes a lot better than the Pilsner and the San Miguel Light. But saying that, I'm going to move on to the San Miguel Light, because only 100 calories a bottle, so I'm going to cut down on the drinking, and I'm also going to be more. I'm going to go around this way actually. This is not the way I usually walk when I'm going round to get wrecked. Yeah, so anyway, because I haven't eaten, I'm particularly looking forward to this pork zig-zag. Now, I'm guessing from a lot of the comments that I get on, I've started to get, they're from people who are living in the Philippines, either Filipinos or expats. I would love to know what you recommend I try next on the old food front. I've had tried a few Filipino dishes. None of them I've disliked, they've all been okay, but there's not been any that I've fallen in love with, really. I mean, apart from the pork zig-zag, and is it the Backlod Express? I had that in Dumaguete, that was nice, because I like spicy food. But other than that, don't have any other favourites yet, so feel free to, I'd be grateful if you could recommend something for me. There's a little market thing I've just gone through there. I didn't stay around and swing it around because there was music playing. But I guess I've not come this way before. I did come once the first week. I think that's where the Filipinos go and get their dinner, you know. That's the same way that the local Filipinos eat. There's a few of them washing down in the river there as well. So. Hello! Kids are always so friendly, always so friendly. So I've come in the Get Wreck bar the back way. Never come this way before. Well, I guess I'm going to sign off now. I've reached my destination. If you haven't been here before, it's the Get Wreck bar. And I'm going to have a nice meal in here, hopefully. And then I'm going to go down to the rum bar. Maybe I'll make another video down there. Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye bye. Be lucky.